Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Here's a plan for this episode. I'll be de-rusting and painting various mounting parts, the cross member, and then bolting them up. Then I'll do spark plugs and oil, followed by disassembly and reassembly of the carburetor, and then going ahead and installing it, along with the intake and exhaust manifold. Last time I was able to finish up most of the motor and seal it all up. I'll begin with prepping all the parts for a fresh paint of coat. These are situated pretty much under the car, so there's heaps of grease, grime and dirt that I need to remove, along with a healthy layer of surface rust. A Y wheel on a drill is perfect to blast through all of that. Next, I'll coat them in rust converter, and then rinse off for primer and paint. Following the same process for the cross member, the plan is to mount the motor onto the cross member and lift the shell of the car over to get the motor in. The reverse is how I got the motor out in the first place. I really need to get myself a workbench and a spray gun. Let me know if you want to see a coffee table restoration in the comments below. After letting the parts sit for a good while, it's time to install them. I've got the transmission support piece, alternator mount and transmission mount, and then the cross member. This is where I had to take it slow and think about what I was doing. I can lift the motor, but not enough to help me mount it onto the cross member, especially on my own. I try to have as many fail-safes in place throughout every step, but it was still a pretty dodgy process. I torqued everything down and got everything together with no dramas. Installing iridium spark plugs, I make sure to gap the spark plugs to about 0.035 of an inch, which is about what's recommended in my user manual. Now time for the part I dreaded the most, the carburetor. I came into this knowing nothing about carbies, but now I guess I know a little bit more than nothing. There's heaps of diagrams on these carbies online, however there are so many variations I suggest taking plenty of reference photos before disassembly. I put all the small bits in an ultrasonic cleaner filled with degreaser, while leaving the big parts for manual cleaning with soap. Degreasers will eat up any rubber and plastic, so I made sure I was careful. I did take a risk with the ultrasonic cleaner though. The inner basket ended up fusing with the rest of the assembly due to the degreaser. Oh well, it was one of the cheapest ones I could find on eBay. I did consider replating these parts, but the plan is to replace the carby in the future anyways, so I'm happy with a simple clean. Gasket makers or sealants will just get eaten up by petrol, but I'll still make up a new paper gasket for the main mating surfaces. I'm glad I took photos because I couldn't find a diagram for this exact model. Similar diagrams will tell you what to watch out for though, like the initial position for the idle adjuster needle and positions of various jets. The whole process was very back and forth, but I did manage to get it all together in the end. My only worry was if it would work properly when installed, but I guess we'll find that out later. So I really want to work towards getting the motor started, so I'll continue by installing the intake and exhaust manifolds as well as the carburetor. The gasket I bought wasn't perfectly cut out, so I ended up having to punch out larger holes to easily slide the gasket onto the manifold studs. A couple more things I did in the meantime was install the dizzy, as well as new leads and a can on my ignition coil. A Red Bull can to be exact. Now installing the starter motor. As I get closer to starting the motor, I strap the whole thing down so it doesn't shake off the dolly. It's gonna be loud, so I've slipped in the rest of the exhaust with the muffler. So for the circuit, this is my setup. From the battery isolator, I've got 4-gauge wire for my ground, as well as the main power source for the starter. I've wired up a relay plus switch circuit with 18-gauge to the starter, just to make the process a little easier. The ignition coil also uses 18-gauge wire, which then grounds itself through the distributor. For the fueling, I'm going gravity fed. Fuel from my Coke bottle gets fed straight into the Carby's fuel ball. The circuit's live, and let's see how we go. So after a couple tries, she starts, but then quickly puts out. I suspect it's fuel because by this time, my fuel tank is already half empty. So I angled it a little bit more just to make sure I get good flow, and let's give it another whirl. Choke on, throttle open. and she's gold. So she starts and runs pretty well. I just need to dial in the ignition timing and hook up the vacuum advance. In the next episode, I plan on stripping, plug welding and painting the engine bay so the motor can have a nice home to live in. I've also got my new wheels that I want to put in after I get all that done. I just want to get her rolling again so I can move her around the car park. I kinda need her close to a power outlet. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. I've still got plenty of videos yet to come, including some work that I've done to my motorbike. Stay tuned. See ya. Very nice. Stop.